will just say now, I don't think I've forgotten anything, but I really, Tom, I think about his schedule and what he has done and to be involved like this, and it's really tremendous. I'm not going to stand up there. I think everyone is aware of what Tom's accomplishments are in this game too. He's a major winner on the tour, and all 3 tours I think is major. And he's won numerous golf tournaments. For him to be, he called, we had phone messages, we emailed, we texted, and Tom took the time when he was at French Lick last May to drive up here and spent a lot of time. The building was under construction, and went around on the golf course and took a look at it and all that. And I know he had a tee time to get back to it. I never did ask you if you made it or not. I hope you did. But we really appreciate the time you've taken. And then I think about coming over here. We had a practice round this morning in Columbus, Ohio for the U.S. Open Seniors this week, and to drive over this afternoon and be here for this event, and then we'll go back tonight and then think about playing in that competition this week. I think that's I think it not only speaks of Tom and his character and what he's willing to do and to help, but I think it really speaks volumes and of what his relationship was with Jim Flick. And at this time, I'd like to have Tom come up, and it's an honor and privilege to introduce him.
Well, it's actually my honor to be here. What a beautiful building. I did come up here about 14, 15 months ago, but it was under construction. It was a rainy day, a lot of mud. It wasn't anywhere near close to being finished, and so the finished product was still just the vision that everybody had for it, and I think it's exceeded everyone's expectation, I would think. It's fantastic. Just a couple comments. Mike Gray. Mike Gray is a heck of a player. He got up and he spoke, and he didn't talk at all about himself, which is typical. If he was mentored by Jim Flick, you don't talk about yourself. You know, but Mike Gray is a tremendous player, club pro at the top in the country. And when Jim was sick, you know, he talked to me about his junior golfers. He talked to me about my game, and he said, "Look, don't go to anybody for help. You know, don't send the kids to anybody for help except for Mike Gray. You know, if you want some help, send them to him. He's the only guy I trust." And that's quite a compliment to you, Mike, that you would say that about you. But this, you know, being here reminds me a bit of where I grew up. I grew up in a small town. And I think one of the things that small towns do really, really well, and which I see here, is they invest in their kids. They invest in the youth of the town. They do things that allow the kids to develop and grow and to become significant adults. And that's what I see here. I see this investment into this structure, which is an investment in kids. I mean, golf is an amazing sport for so many reasons. I mean, most folks don't get good enough to compete, especially professionally. Most people don't get good enough to become a PGA Tour member. But the game of golf teaches so much, and you know, more than anything, I think it teaches you to just get back up when you've been knocked down. The game of golf knocks you down is continually, you know, in the course of one round, you get knocked down over and over, and you got to get up and hit it again. You got to get up and hit it again. And you can never quit. And I think more than anything, that's what the game of golf has taught me, is this idea of you can never ever quit on a round. You can never quit on a shot. You know, the game just won't allow it. If you're going to quit, you might as well quit the game. So what I kind of am so happy about is this is an investment. This is an investment in people, an investment in kids, an investment in a sport that will teach you to never quit. And so for you kids, I mean, I'm just going to tell you flat out, Jim Flick was all about becoming the best you could be. So whatever your level of play is, whatever your top end is, his goal was to see you get there. His goal was to see you become as good as you possibly could be with the talent that you have, because the game of golf can take you amazing places. What's the name of your town? Rushville. A kid from Rushville, Indiana is now the head pro of one of the most prestigious golf clubs in America down in Indian Creek down in Miami. Jim Flick became one of the top 5 teachers in the universe. literally in the world. I mean, he was recognized as one of the top 5 teachers in the world. A kid from Bedford, Indiana, the game of golf provided that opportunity. Hundreds and thousands of kids go to college on scholarships and they get educated through the game of golf. Golf is a vehicle to achieve something greater in life. So I see this as an investment in you kids. And I really hope that you take advantage of it, to improve your game and also to understand where it can take you, but understand also the sacrifice of all the folks who made this happen. It's quite an opportunity for everyone. I'm going to start quickly with Jim. I'll start at the end. It's kind of a funny story. I mean, Jerry knows the story. I got to the golf course on the Saturday of the Schwab Cup Championship. The year that Jim passed away, it was actually, he was doing very poorly. And I got to the course on Saturday, and my caddy and my buddy were kind of standing there with their heads down, kind of like, couldn't look at me. And I go, "What's wrong?" And he goes, "Well, hey, we're sorry." "Oh, really? Jim?" "Yeah, Jim passed away last night." Crap, he's, got to go play this round of golf, and just don't know what to quite do or say. And so my one friend said, "Well, let's say a prayer for Jim." And so we get together and we say a prayer for Jim. I go over and I grab my putter and I'm putting on the putting green and just putting back and forth, and I should probably call Jerry. So I get out my phone and with a putting green, and it rings and Jerry answers, which I was kind of surprised. You answer the phone, and I go, "Jerry, I'm so sorry." "Oh, no, I know, it's okay. He's here. He wants to talk to you." "What? He's still with us?" "Yeah, he's, that's just not true. It's not true." And so Jim gets on the phone and "Hey, Coach, get out there." He either called me Mr. Tom or Coach. Usually, "Hey, Coach, get out there and kick some butt today. Go beat Tom Lehman. Go out there and beat Tom Lehman." Well, of course, I shot 62 that day, so I guess I was better than Tom Lehman. But, so we finished, yes.
I want to interrupt, but the funny part is they announced it on TV that he had passed away.
Yeah,
and
that's
how
right.
upset you were, and he is watching it. Watching that he has passed away. And it's like,
What was that?
We didn't know to laugh or cry.
Right, exactly. So what's that famous Winston Churchill line? The word of my demise has been much exaggerated or something like that. Well, anyway, so now I'm on the putting green and I'm happy. I'm overjoyed, and my caddy and my buddy say, what's up? I go, "Well, look at he didn't die. He's still alive. He's going to watch the tournament today. He's still with us." And my buddy goes, "Wow, that was some prayer." But the beginning was in 1990. My wife and I, our first child, who was 6 months old, had just moved to Scottsdale, and I was playing on the Hogan Tour, which is now the web.com, and really struggling with my wedge game. And so I knew a couple of the guys in Scottsdale, Roddy Black and Andrew McGee, a few other guys, were working with this guy, Jim Flick, who I obviously knew of because he's famous. And I thought, so I called up Roddy. I go, "Do you think Jim Flick would see me if I wanted to get some help?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know. Here's his number." And so I called up Jim and I said, "Hey, Jim, my name is Tom Lehman." I called him Mr. Flick. "I really need some help with my game. I play on a Hogan Tour. Roddy gave me your number, said that you maybe would have time to see me." And he says, he makes a couple of questions, I answered his questions. He goes, "Let me call you back. What's your number?" And so I gave my number, and he hung up, and then he called Ronnie, and he called John, and he called Andrew McGee, and these guys. Like, "Hey, is this guy worth my time?" Really, that's what he's basically saying. Is it worth my time? Is he legit, or is he a decent player, or am I wasting my time with this guy? And they said, No, I think he's worth your time. And so he calls me back and says, "Okay, come tomorrow, lunchtime." And so I went up the next day at lunch, and we worked for an hour. Then I went the next day at lunch, and we worked for an hour. And so through the course of both lessons, I wanted help with my wedge game. So he was kind of always pushing me, like, "Take out the driver." I go, No, don't worry about the driver. I hit the ball better than all those guys anyway. So it's my wedges that I'm worried about. I need help with my wedges. And so he was, I think, initially kind of taken aback by the fact that who's this brash kid that no one's ever heard of, who says he can hit the ball better than all these guys, and which wasn't exactly true, but close. You know, but he helped me with my wedges, and then it gradually drifted into everything else, and it became a 22-year relationship, which turned from a coach and a pupil to a friend who was also a coach, and I was also a pupil, but the friend became way first. And you know, one of the things that attracted me to Jim, why I'm so grateful for this, is that he was not a guy who would promote himself. He, like me, is a small town guy who just simply wanted to let his work speak for itself. Never about Jim, never about him ever. He became one of the greatest at what he does, and it was all about him just helping people become better. And I will tell you this absolutely for a fact, because I meet people all the time. People will say, hey Tom, I work with Jim also, and I think about the guy every day. I miss him so much. So think about, in the course of your lives, the people that you meet, how many people do you say, I think about him every day and I miss him so much? I would say there's very few, you know, but it's a consistent thing with every person that I talk to who was a pupil of Jim's. They say the same thing. I think about him all the time. I miss him so much. A humble guy, a loving guy. He would sit on the driving range all day, every day, rain, shine, cold, just trying to watch me become a better golfer. So many stories, but I will say this, and this is the truth, and I'm going to close with this, is that, you know, in my life I've been very fortunate. I had a great father who was he knew all about competing, knew all about sacrifice and commitment and a work ethic, and he instilled that in me. So I got off to a great start with a great dad. And then I found this great coach, Jim Flick, who would help me take this big sweeping draw, which I did every time, you know, and turn it into a higher, softer draw, which I did every time, which became a successful shot to play U.S. Opens and the Masters in those tournaments. Okay, and then I had a caddy who was the best caddy, I think, in the history of the game. And so, of those three people, there's right now none of them left with me. My dad passed away, Jim passed away, my caddy, he's older now and he's no longer with me. So golf, you know, when you think about those three things, those three big influences, you know, honestly, golf is not as fun. It is not as fun because the team that's around you, the people who are around you, are what make it so worthwhile. I mean, you can, if you go win the claret jug and there's no one to celebrate with, how much fun is that? You know, so I think about Jim no longer being here, and the memories are wonderful, but the lack of Jim makes the game less fun. And still play, still work hard, but it's just not as good as it used to be. And I think that's a testimony to the fact that there is a void that he's created in so many lives that you can't replace. You know. So anyway, so this is his legacy. This is his legacy here, and he would want everybody to use it to become better golfers, better people, and both are equally as important. So thank you very much. Thank you for letting me be here. I'm honored to be here, and I've been looking forward to this for a while. And the whole drive back to Columbus, I'll be thinking about Jim and thinking about this and being so happy that I came. Thank you very much.
Well, it's so special to be here and have this dedication and ribbon cutting. We've been looking forward to it, and I have Jerry, Jan, Vicki, and all the people here, Mike, to come in and your words, and Tom. We could have had a nice dedication and reception and dedication of this, but it would have never been this special and meaningful without the words from you and Tom. I think we'll all remember this, and it's very special for this community. And to have this here in the name of a golf teaching legend that grew up playing the game on this golf course. His dad won 3 city championships there. So we have something special and a legacy, and now we can honor and remember him from here on out, and it really means a lot. And again, thank you so much for coming here and being a part of this. It's really meaningful. With that now, I think we're probably ready to do a ribbon cutting. I have the mayor and Barry, Jerry, Tom, Joe, Mike. So we'll line up here. I'd like to have Mayor Shauna and Jerry together, cut the ribbon. If you could please, and we'll kind of arrange this here best we can right across the front. Down here, guys,